The Bantrall system is not at war. Bantrall was never, until recently, a wealthy colony. The planet had resources enough to maintain its own small society, but none worth exporting. There was never any need for the corporate sponsors of its initial colonization to interfere with its administration. In the halls of Solar Union commerce, land shares on Bantrall traded for nothing, no cost, no gain. You might throw all of my land shares on Bantrall into your golf wager as a joke, or give them as a prank gift to a friend. Recently, though, there was a minor development in an obscure biochemical processing technology, and the novel features of Bantrall's ecosystem went from being a scientific curiosity to being an untapped and unknowably deep wellspring of wealth. Land shares on Bantrall are no longer ignored asterisks on anyone's balance sheet. The handover of administration and power from the descendants of Bantrall's original Terran colonists to the newly interested right holders, the self-proclaimed landowners, has been cheerful, orderly, and mutually profitable. There have been a few isolated spats, of course, but there's been practically no protracted, bitter, bloody war of resistance between the displaced old Bantresh aristocracy and the off-world landowners. When a landowner uses the threat of violence to force a hereditary great family to give up their land, keeping them on as guides and entertainers, it's cheerful. And when they offer for them in exchange a negligible sum, it's mutually profitable. And when a fiery company of Bantresh irregulars responds by raiding their holdings and seizing arms and materials against future battles, and local insurrectionists take advantage of the upset and forcibly occupy a biochemical processing facility, and then the landowners respond with ruthless crackdowns and martial law, these are a few isolated spats. To admit otherwise would be to invite the intervention of the Terran Transit Authority's mediation and peacekeeping forces, and then no one would get rich from Bantrall but the TTA.
We open on what looks like security camera footage of a room. It's kind of up in the corner, kind of looking down. We see a desk, we see a chair, we see a keyboard and a guitar in a corner. It looks like it's a workspace for Ray. And the date in the bottom corner of the camera feed reads about 2 months ago. We see Ray stumble in. He looks like he's been drinking. From his clothes and the date, we can place us to about when he went out clubbing with Orion. He falls into the chair, pulls out some sheet music, and starts writing. And for about a week, he makes actually pretty good progress on this song. We see kind of like a montage of him like playing his guitar, figuring out chords, working out a melody. He's starting to write down lyrics. And then that week ends, and he storms into the room from his outfit, and the timing we can place this at around the time of Sasha's dinner party. He kicks over the chair, grabs the music, crumples it up, throws it across the room, storms out. And for days, this room is left untouched. We see him come back in, pick up the music, pick up his chair, uncrumple the music, and we watch this cycle of him writing, erasing, scratching things out, crumpling it up, uncrumpling it. And we see the beer bottles on his desk grow in number. We see an ashtray appear and fill up with cigarette butts as he just sort of spirals down and down into this sort of depression as he's working at this song that clearly is not working. And there are sometimes we just see him sitting at the desk with his head in his hands, and it just stays there for a while. And then eventually something changes. It's about a week again, not it's been about like a month and some time. It's a week before present date now, and something has changed again. And we see him clean up his space. We see him making progress again on the song. We see him actually writing lyrics. And as the timer ticks to present day, we see him make a decision. We get that moment of like he's sitting there thinking, and then he sits up, stands up. We see him grab his tripod with his camera. And then this feed cuts, and we get a little live circle, live red circle up in the corner as he starts one of his live streams. We can see the view count in the bottom going from 0 to hundreds to thousands in a moment. We can see the chat exploding with like excitement and hearts and all that sort of thing. And we get a shot of him setting up this camera. He's dressed actually pretty casually. He's not wearing much in the way of makeup. His hair is tied back on the back of his head in like a bun, and he's got like really faded, comfortable looking jeans on and just like a plain white tank top. It's like almost a behind the glamour moment with Ray, and it's almost kind of intimate in that way. And he talks into the camera and he says, "Hello, Bantraphyll. It's been a while. I have to address some rumors. So let's start with that. I'm not quitting music. No, that is not happening. I know I haven't been around and I've canceled a lot of concerts, and hopefully everyone's taking care of that, but I am coming back. I'm coming back. I've been in one of those dark places, you know, where nothing feels like it matters. Happens, I suppose. Anyway, that's done with. I hope. Anyway, that is done with. And um he walks off frame. Like he doesn't seem prepared at all for this, but he walks off frame. We hear him grab his guitar and start tuning it. And he says, "I've been working on a song and well, since I've been gone, I figured, well, I think it's time." And he starts playing.
I'm a broken man, and I know I'm no good. Don't try like I should. I don't know that I can. My love is a disease. It tears me up inside, and I taste the cyanide. But I'm down on my knees. I need you back, back in my life. Oh, I'm the one who turned you away. But when you're with her, cuts me just like a searing knife. I need you back, 'cause I miss your sweet sachet. Oh, your sweet sachet.
So the music comes to a close. We see Ray slide the pickup between his fingers. He kisses his fingertips, holds them out to the camera. We watch him mouth the words, "I love you." And then suddenly it pauses. We pull back. We're in a boardroom. There's a young person, kind of androgynous, with their blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail, wearing a business suit, and says, "That was 6 hours ago." We hear a woman off camera say, "You think it's related?" The person, Waffles, says, "Well, we don't know. The language certainly is evocative, but according to our sources, there has been no contact with them for 2 months." The woman off camera leans into frame. We see it's Sasha's mother, and she says, "Keep digging. If there's any way we can use this ray to get to Sash, I want to be informed immediately."
All right, who's next? Is it me or is it you?
It can be you.
All right. So, my bird is totally wants to get in this game. Ah. we're in a hospital, and Brynna is sitting on a one of those doctor's tables with her arm off, and Amphi is there. He's, poking at it, gives her an injection, writes some notes in his book. Bryn just looks distracted while this goes on, where she's trying to ignore what's happening. When we hear some explosions outside and the power to the hospital goes out. All the lights go out, and Amphi says, "Hold on, I'm gonna find out what happened." And he goes out into the hallway where we can hear a nurse calling for the doctor. As soon as he's out the door, Bryn gets up and takes a little flashlight out of her pocket, starts looking through the notebook. And it's just a few minutes until the emergency generators come back on. And we see Amphi come back in, seeing her look at the notebook, and he just freezes at the door. Bryn reads a few more paragraphs and asks, "Why are you treating me for heterochromia?" And Amphi is quiet for a minute and then walks forward. He says, "Well, when we cloned the right side of your body, all your skills, all your skin cells, and your hair cells, and even your eye cells didn't have any pigmentation. We had to add it back in." She says, what are these?" She holds up this chart of numbers and symbols. Says, "Well, I'm keeping track of your recovery." These injections, and Amphi is like, "Well, the injections are there to treat the symptoms of the Bantraphyll poisoning." Yeah, about that. I thought that military grade Bantraphyll wasn't toxic. Well, no, it's not toxic to adults, but your cells aren't adults. Some of them are, and some of them are brand new. I see. So Amphi is like, "Okay, this is fine." He just walks forward, puts his hand on the book, but Bryn takes it away. She says, "Why aren't I the first person you treated for this?" And Amphi is just quiet. She says, "You're using me as an experiment." And Amphi says, "Well, really, it's the only ethical way we have left." "To do what?" "To find out if there is a cure for this." And says, the weapons grade stuff isn't safe, is it? He says, no. But it's being used in all the new weapons that are being developed, all the new communication systems. Yes, and that's why this is important. In 20 years, time, people will start to realize that they're sick, that their children are dying. They won't know why. But you, Bryn, you have pure DNA, the adult DNA that's been modified by the Bantraphyll, and you have the child DNA in one body. We haven't had that opportunity in 20 years. It's like, why? What happened 20 years ago? And then out in the hallway, we hear people running, and Amphy's like, oh, I know who those people are. I don't have to say anymore. But as they burst into the room, Bryn grabs him by the neck and reaches at her side and draws a sword seemingly out of thin air. And as the soldiers walk into the room, she backs away to the window and keeps backing up. And when they tell her to stop, she just jumps out, dragging Amphy with her into the darkness.
Here, I'll go next and give you some time to think about that. So, we see Silver. She's sitting at her desk, right? And there is like 2 monitors and then like 5 hollow monitors up around her, and you see she's got on like one screen, she's got like 4 different videos of like rebel raids on supply carts, and in every one we see the same mech, the dragon. And like as they do in crime shows, like there's a circle around that as it traces the entire pattern around the screen. And then we have like a 3D model of the mech. And then we have on another screen there is the galactic database open, going through every mech manufacturer out there, cross-referencing parts and the types of pieces that would be put together to make this dragon mech. And finally there's like that bloop bloop search complete, and we see that like 5 different points of data have cross-referenced and highlight on a map a point. And she like taps the screen, is like, I've got you now, rebel. And we see that basically she's managed to track a replacement part that was shipped to Bantraphyll for this mech. She doesn't know who it belongs to, but she knows where it's getting serviced. And so the next thing we see is her in the squid mech approaching this like warehouse facility, and she is about to like scoop up in her tentacle arm the person behind the counter, who is a woman wearing like overalls, who's like the owner of the mech shop and the mechanic, when none other than the dragon comes and distracts her long enough. The woman slips out of her grip into the hangar bay of the warehouse, into another mech, and bursts out. The other mech is obviously only half repaired and has like wires hanging off of it and only one arm, but it takes off down the street while the dragon squares off against the squid. We're going to come back to that.
Beautiful. Through a secret entrance in the old Marinaza Manor, that Sash still lives in and has kind of taken over, Amphi sneaks back in from work and says, "It has been a crazy day. Don't mind if I just go straight to my room right away." And Sash is looking at him, just kind of watching him coming out of the entrance hallway and kind of anticipating for him to go through the dining room and back into the hallway where his bedroom is. And then Sash kind of tilts their head, like trying to make a decision, and they say, "Amphi, I'm super sorry, but I still need you for a minute, and then I'll let you go play games or just relax, whatever." And then Amphi just gives them like a "I just had a really hard day at work" look. What do you need right now? I have a lot that I've been thinking about, and now that Dad's dead, I don't have anyone else more qualified to talk to about this kind of thing than you. I know you're mainly into dealing with the body, but you were talking to Dad a lot about psychology, I remember. So you have to know, I'm sure you can at least half-ass being a therapist for me for a second. And then there's like an eye roll, and like the both of them like take a corner of the dining room table, scoot out the two chairs and sit down. And Sash says, "To bring this back around to you, I'm trying to clear out the situation up front so that you don't have to every day when you're being just a regular doctor in a regular situation, you don't have to worry about dodging protesters when you're just trying to get to your own house. Go on." You can see Amphi is like doing almost an impression of a therapist at this point. Sash goes, "I have so much on my mind with all these relationships I have going on. I was doing this on my own for a while, and I think I've mostly taken care of myself, but I still haven't called Silver to bring people in to help us move the protesters out. I haven't talked to Bryn. And it's been this way for a week now, so I think there's something actually stopping me." And Amphi's really tired of all this at this point, so they kind of like waggle their head and look into the distance. And it's at that point where the clear glass that makes up the front door, it's almost like that Permian glass that we've seen on the hot tub, but it's in the stained glass pattern that was made custom for the front door to let light in. And Amphi looks out the front door, which is kind of framed by like rustic carpets and rustic paintings and huge succulents. And they say, "They're over. Oh, they're over." And Sasha says, "Yeah, what's up with the tone of voice? They're over. They're over the fence. They're coming in." And Sash realizes what's going on and says, "This is mine. Get in the mech." "We have that in the house?" Yep, that's my scene.
That was good.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm taking the first game. How the heck are we stealing time together, Sash?
I think some people might have made a way in for you.
Yeah, but you're in a mech with Amphi.
No. I'm sending Amphi into the mech.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then
Mhm.
okay. Then I have thoughts about this.
Yes.
Um I want to have snuck in to your house. I want to have sent people to calm the protesters to keep them from breaking in. Maybe I don't know, maybe I became aware of the situation, got reported to me, and I'm like, we can't let this get out of control.
Mhm.
Um
It's kind of sounding like it's getting out of control a little bit, but over the fence means they have like maybe 50 meters of garden to get through. So there's like a little time to like cut them off midway
yeah,
if you have other
and
people.
yeah, I think so. I've snuck around back because I can't be seen there because
Hmm.
celebrity. But anyway, um, can I be waiting for you in your bedroom?
Of course you can.
Okay. Then, what do we notice about each other and what have we heard? Um, and just to set the scene, I think like you go into your bedroom, maybe like you're retreating there to I don't know if you're gonna go get something or like it's just a safer part of the house and you're gonna like barricade yourself up in there and call for reinforcements. But you see me like leaning against the wall and I straighten up when you get in there.
Hmm.
All right. Actual game thing now. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it
And
up.
you notice that I am very clearly in evacuation mode.
Yes. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, you notice I'm pretty chill. You notice I'm sober, so that's a thing.
Hmm.
And you've definitely had the opportunity to hear that song. There's been enough time. If you didn't actually seek it out, I'm sure someone who works for you made you listen to it. So you know that it exists and I think you have the sense to know it's about you, but you know it's not explicit and there's like rumors that maybe it is, but also rumors like no, he totally said that they're not together. So it can't be. But you know it's about you. All
I know.
right.
Yes.
Also you can see that I have a data slate in my hand.
Hmm. Um, isn't there still a question here for me? Um, what have you heard about me?
Yeah,
Mm,
if anything.
yeah. Apart from the things that you already know, um, oh yeah, well, we can just recap on the fact that you know that I've been looking for you
Oh, you still have it.
because
Okay.
because you've been stealing time with all of these other cuties and they've been like trying to bring you back into the fold and stuff like that. So you know how what Sash's deal is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Um
I
I
can go
think
first
I,
if you want.
you can go first, but
Okay.
my My appearance is on point. I'm dressed to kill. So fitted black jeans. I think I've got like a white band t-shirt on, but like the sleeves have been cut off and pretty deeply, so it shows my sides. Um, and makeup look on point.
Oh my god, you're here.
I am. Hello, Sash. I walk forward towards you.
You may. I think I like bury my head into your clavicle almost just to see what you'll do before I even say anything else.
Okay.
May I?
You may. You may. I'll just say you may. I want to. I don't know what your bedroom looks like, so can I just make some decisions? Like, does it matter?
Please.
Okay. Um, I'm imagining that you have like one of those little benches at the foot of your bed, and I think as you approach me, I just like drop the data slate onto it. I don't even care anymore. And as you bury your face into my chest, I want to put my arms around you. May I?
You may.
And give you one of those tight hugs. I just hold you
Mhm.
to me.
Ray, it's been so long. I've been looking for you for so long.
I know you have. I stroke your hair. May I?
You may.
I needed time. I'm here now. Are you okay?
Well, there's a bunch of people outside of the house that I was just coming in and running away from. So I think. Do we need to move this somewhere else? Is it all of that going to be okay?
I'm taking care of it.
Okay.
It's part of why I'm here.
That's good. A lot has happened, but I trust you about that. Absolutely.
I didn't want it to come to this.
I heard your song. Nobody's ever written a love song for me before.
um, I think we get a moment of Ray looking slightly embarrassed and looking away. He doesn't say anything, but I want to make an advance. What do I want to do? Are you wearing your mask, by the way?
At home, after being here for such a long time, I imagine maybe not.
Okay. I want to push you away so I can like look into your eyes and like touch your cheek. May I?
Oh yeah, you may.
So I just I run my fingers down your cheek and I say, I missed you, Sash.
I think a tear comes and like runs down into your hand.
Aw.
Honestly, I think I'm a very different person now, but I still, even though I haven't talked to you in such a long time, I think I love you a little bit more than I did the last time we met.
I kiss you, may I?
You may.
It's not a gentle kiss. It is like I want to like
Mhm.
push you back up against into a wall and kiss you, may I?
Yeah, you absolutely may, because that's, as we've kind of established when Bryn lifted Sash up to take them out of the crowd during that one chase scene. This is kind of Sash's thing. Picked up by people.
All right. What are you wearing?
I think I'm wearing like I'm still wearing my usual, like, in the portraits you see on the lovely screen right here. I'm still wearing the wetsuit-esque Skyphos fashion.
I gotta look because does it have like a zipper or something? Because if so, I want to like.
I think so.
Yeah, I want to unzip your suit. May I?
Yeah, it looks like it does. Yes, you may.
All right, I unzip your suit. I want to strip it off of you. May I?
You may.
Okay. Should we draw a curtain on what follows?
I think we should. I think that's where it's going.
I like the idea.
It was just such a long time between us, and then there's so much like immediacy and tension, and yeah.
I feel like we follow like the zipper come down and like a piece of fabric falls across the camera, and then like then the camera like follows down to the wetsuit just hitting the floor, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do have to give Lavender some details about a thing that's going to happen afterwards that you'll know for later, which may come into play.
Right.
The data slate that I brought along has details about your family's involvement in the conspiracy, and you know that Ray is going to bury that.
Interesting.
If you want him to. He's planning on burying that.
Now, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Which conspiracy?
The one about the miners and how your family was involved in getting them sick.
I just had to ask because
I know there's a lot
of them.
All right. Golden, are you ready for your scene?
That was a quick one, but I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I'm ready. I would like to have an animated disagreement with Sash.
Perfect.
I think I would like to propose that you're in your role as spokesperson for Peak Zenith right now. And we're arguing over if the land owner should get involved in this revolution. Bryn's going to take the opinion that we shouldn't. Do you want to disagree on other things, or do you want to disagree on that issue?
Okay, so I'm going to advocate for Peak Zenith funding the revolution.
Cool.
The implications of this might be that Peak Zenith becomes the only company and corporation with major land shareholdings, even more than they already have been.
That sounds cool to me.
You know Silver's behind that plan.
Yep, which is really dangerous for Bantraphyll as a whole, but it's the connections I've got.
I love it.
Yeah, that is perfect.
Oh, Ray's not going to be happy about this.
So I
we
feel
have
like
to be an impartial audience, okay?
On a stage with a podium in front of a crowd. What do we know about each other? What have you heard? Not necessarily about Bryn, but you probably haven't seen Anthony in a while.
He's been busy.
Yeah. Bryn's been put in charge of defense of some of the Peak Zenith sub buildings.
About me, I think you've heard that given my home situation, this was pretty much the only job. I started needing money after a while because like Ampy and I needed food. And
Well, right now, just you.
the house. Yeah. So pretty much the only job I could have done was not an office job really where I needed to come into a physical location, but something I could do holographically, because I feel like I have a holographic receiver in my house, and I can project into any recordings we need to do for commercials or Twitter videos, marketing campaigns, etc. So this was a job I could do, and I really needed money quickly.
Cool.
Yep.
One more thing. At some point, I might want to break the rules of the game. May I?
You may.
Thank you. All right. Let me see who goes first. How's this work?
The audience members conduct the discussion.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that's us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how we normally do this, since it's 3 challenges, we each do one and then we pick one together. So do you have, I haven't really glanced at them. Do you have one that you have off the top of your head you want to do, Kelsa?
Yeah, I do. And a dog that wants to be part of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, dog. Hey, dog, come here. No, come here.
Our next stream will just be our pets playing Firbrands.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna ask the. All right, I'm gonna ask the question, and then I need to dog.
Yes.
So the question is, please explain how your position best serves the neglected interests of the underprivileged.
Good question.
Nice.
Which one of us is going? You got to decide.
Let's start with Golden, because we just had a scene with Lavender.
Sure.
Yeah, Bryn.
Welcome, people, to our discussion today. I'm Bryn Harnell, and this is my counterpart, Sash. And Bryn knows your house name. I'm just blanking. Marinasa?
Yep.
Sash of House Marinasa.
Oh, wait. I think Sash doesn't go by their family name anymore,
I don't care.
which is cool.
The issue we're talking about today is whether or not the landowners should get involved in this upcoming revolution. We've all seen the signs. We've heard the talk. We know it's coming. The people of Bantraphyll want to return to the surface. As has been asked, what responsibility landowners have in this? I'm going to say we should not get involved. This is the people of Bantraphyll's fight. It is up to you to make this decision, not to have us make it for you or to lead you as heroes. It is your will and your ability that will decide this. And it'll be up to the landowners to ratify the victor, not to choose it. During the fighting, however, I think it is important that we protect those who are unable to fight. For that reason, I've been put up in charge of fortifying several peak zenith installations and preparing them as civilian bunkers in case of open battle. Beyond that, I think we should watch and wait.
Well, regardless of the slightly outdated naming, I'll just keep moving on. People of Peak Zenith, Bantraphyll, no matter what faction you're a part of, you know that Bantraphyll belongs to the people who dwell on it. Some of us are new additions, some of us are old additions. This doesn't matter. We must come together as Bantraphyll. And we must own our own planet by owning our own revolution. I believe that given that Peak Zenith is a non-local entity, their role in this revolution is the role of support. Many of us have been disenfranchised by this change over the last century or so. It is time to undo that change by receiving help from Peak Zenith, which can be good for Peak Zenith. Like I said, all people on Bantraphyll who are now and always a part of this planet. And that's mine.
Do you both decide, or is you deciding, right?
It's just me deciding, but I'm not sure that I heard either of them address the interests of the underprivileged.
That is the problem, isn't it?
We've done it. We've become real politicians. High five.
But since I have to give a coin to one of them, it's going to be Golden because because Lavender interrupted, saying that wasn't actually her name anymore.
Okay.
Just so we're clear on why this coin is being awarded.
I mean, that.
I was also leaning towards Golden because Sash was all, no, like even us elitist people need to be involved. We're important too, right? White pride or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I just got that kind of vibe. Like, no, we're all important. Like, no, you're stepping on people. Come on. So I'm gonna do my favorite one. Please make a personal attack on your counterpart. We're gonna start with Golden again.
All right. So Bryn puts her hand over the microphone and it squelches. Oh, hold on. The microphone squelches. She turns aside to Sash and says, "What's going on here? Why are you going off script? We agreed you're going to argue for the open militarization of Peak Zenith in support of the rebellion. What is this nobility crap?"
And Sash's response?
Bryn, you seem pretty clueless today, not knowing my name, not bringing up points that I've never made.
I give the coin to Lavender Sash for,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
reasons.
No, I feel those reasons.
Yep.
It felt a little bit more insulting than, oh, you're off script, you know.
Well, it was kind of insulting to imply that they were on script in the first place,
That's true.
but I do agree. Anyway, we don't have to agree.
But we do on both points so far.
All right. Well, what is our final question going to be? Because we do need to agree on that.
What do you think about the third to last one?
I was thinking about that one. Yeah.
Okay. Please explain how your position is the most just and equitable. Kelsa, who would you like to go first, since you haven't gotten to decide yet?
Let's make it Sash, since they haven't got to go first yet.
Sounds good.
As I have previously explained, there are problems on Bantrall, and this is an opportunity for all of us to come together. For those who do not have resources, and we have resources. For those who do not have ownership over their own destiny, to have ownership over their own destiny. The rich funding the disenfranchised is the way forward. That's my position.
Centuries ago, I mean, we did? No.
You're not.
Centuries ago, the first colonists of Bantraphyll made their way across the stars. In order to fund their expedition, they agreed to sell the rights of the land, the planet that they would colonize. Those shares now rightfully belong to the landholders. While you may say that you deserve some of that, the people who really deserve it are the people working day in, day out. They deserve human rights. They deserve the ability to eat and see their family healthy. And they deserve a chance to have a voice and the power to make that voice unsilenceable. But it must be their voice. And taking a stand and telling them what to think, no, that's not freedom. That's not what the people of Bantraphyll deserve. All right.
I'm torn. What do you think, Kelsa?
I was thinking that we should ask the audience if they have a vote, especially since we're on Twitch, so we have an audience.
It's true. I'm down for that because I have no idea. I thought both you guys did a great job arguing your position.
Mm-hmm. I definitely enjoyed both of those speeches.
It was pretty good at animated disagreement.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to break the rules.
How did you want to break the rules?
I wanted to interrupt Sash when she was talking about the rebellion and provoke her into saying something nice about Ray. I uncovered the mic.
That would have been great.
Can I roll dice for that to happen?
I don't think that's how this game works.
Oh, if only we were playing Apocalypse World.
There's no GM for you to petition for a role here.
Ah, shit. Well, I think the chat is stunned and just silenced by our amazing speeches.
Do we want to flip a coin then?
They're probably talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah, we can flip a coin.
All right. I'll go ahead and do it.
We got a vote. We got a vote. It was Bryn.
Bryn, okay. There we go.
Oh.
Bryn was most convincing.
Nice.
2 votes, Bryn.
Oh, 2 votes for Bryn.
Yeah, we got
We
it.
should have been more patient.
Thank you, chat.
All right.
Right. That means Bryn wins this animated disagreement, and the landowners are going to stay out of the revolution, which is probably a good idea. The revolution wants to destroy the landowners.
You know, you know, I have some thoughts about some current events, and we'll just leave that for later. So,
Speaking of the landowners getting involved in rebels,
yeah, we're gonna get involved with some rebels. So, for my scene, I would like to meet sword to sword with Ray. How do you think we came to be meeting sword to sword?
well, it could be when I came upon you when you were trying to arrest my mechanic in order to buy her some time to get away.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good time. Yeah, all right.
It's almost like we planned this or something.
All right. What do you notice about each other, and what have you heard?
As far as I have to go with what you've heard, because you don't notice anything compelling about this mech when you come across it. Because it's just the dragon mech that you've been looking for. But you have definitely heard Ray's song. I'll say that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know the fallout from that, but I do know that, I mean, it's pretty clear Ray does not want you and Sash to be together. That is also a thing that is clear. Because he is a possessive, jealous bastard.
We had that conversation last week.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty explicitly, actually. So I think what you know, what you notice, is that it's the squid mech with the Peak Zenith logo on it, and it's not a secret that Silver is the pilot.
Okay.
And what you have noticed, though, is that her entire company of mech pilots have been cracking down more. Like, this raid is not the first, and it's probably not going to be the last.
Okay.
Definitely have been some aggressions against the especially for all of the talk of them possibly funding the revolution. They've been simultaneously very aggressively defending their interests against it.
Interesting. Okay.
But there has been absolutely this is interesting, actually.
Okay.
When you've raided other megacorps, you've seen Peak Zenith mechs in the distance that did not intervene.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Like, I know how that's significant. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Who starts?
Where is that game? I should probably have muted before I typed, and sorry about that, everybody.
I'm sure it's fine.
Meaning sword to sword.
The better with the sword begins. So who's the better mech pilot?
I think this goes back to the last time we had that question when I was fighting in a mech, and that is, we are not in the right environment for this squid mech, and so it's gonna go to Ray as the better, not necessarily more skilled, but just
At least more situationally advantaged.
correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna be looking some leading questions then, as I think this is right as, like, we cut back to where we cut out before. This is like right as the dragon was rearing up seemingly out of nowhere. Probably like the camera was panned up at you and then suddenly dragon behind you. And I thrusted you, barely turn it a fraction slower and you would have been cut through. Does it exhilarate you or chill you?
I think it exhilarates her. It has been a while since she's been able to really put herself to the test. The last time she was in a situation that she felt like her life might be threatened, it was against a bomb. Like, it hasn't, she hasn't had a chance to really like flex her skills per se. And so she's a little bit hype. It's not quite right, but kind of also right.
She has the thirst for battle.
Yes. She is very meek and mild mannered, but there's something about being in control of 1,000 tons of steel that. All right, so as I turn around and I take it in that you are my quarry, and I think I'm standing there just looking at you for a little bit too long, and you thrust perilously close to my face. Do you cut me? Where?
I think it's a glancing blow, but I do I think I like, it's not that I'm using swords. It's like this long neck of this dragon has like these razor sharp teeth, and that comes at you. And I think like it leaves like not a full crack, but like a little crack in like your windscreen or your wind plate or whatever.
Yeah, and I think with that, the mech like springs into action and starts writhing away, kind of up the building to get a better vantage point.
Where is it? I think as you're trying to writhe up a building, I cut you off and we circle, cut off our sword tips touching.
A sword tip, tentacle tip, whatever.
Tentacle to dragon maw, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you say to me?
Oh, now I'm picturing it like you've got your dragon maw, and I'm like 2 or 3 tentacles are like in your mouth and like holding it open,
Sure,
kind of thing, as we like spin around. Great. I think I say, this mech designated Black Dragon has been. Sorry, I need to get in my
Your silver voice.
my silver voice. This mech designated Black Dragon has been tied to rebel activity and is the pilot is considered under arrest, and it is to be detained for unlawful activities. Please stop immediately and submit to the law of Peak Zenith.
You get a reply, and there's heavy modulation on it, like masking, so you can't understand whose voice it is. But the reply says, "Go home, Miss Childs."
Um, I think that just pisses me off, and I launch
Good.
a sustained attack
good,
with my
good.
weight behind it. Do you give ground readily or grudgingly? Like, you do that, and like, I have this squid has like 10 arms and tentacles. I had like 3 on you before, and now like 4 other ones just like dart out and start going pee, 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 like poking into you, trying to drive you back.
You are able to drive me back, but you're able to drive me back, but I definitely give ground grudgingly. I don't want to cede anything to you. And so you really have to force me back to have me give up that ground to you. Um, let's see. I'm gonna rephrase this slightly, but I get my dragon maw wrapped around your body cockpit.
Uh-huh.
Do you submit or flee?
um I think I flee. I think I have a like an ink jet, like literal jet but also ink defense mechanism where like I squirt out a black propellant that kind of coats you for a second,
Okay.
and manage to like boost away.
Okay. I think because you're fleeing, so that ends the duel.
It can, yeah.
Oh, does that end the duel or not? Then do you want to keep
It
going?
it depends. Do you follow me? Like, if I get
Um,
away here, then it ends the duel.
mm,
Otherwise,
oh, do I want to? Because I was buying time for my person to get away.
hmm.
I think I let you go, but I leave you with a message, and I don't realize, but your ink has gotten into part of my mech and has short circuited the voice modulation.
Okay, I like it. That's great.
And I say, um, you need to leave my revolutionaries alone.
And like, I'm like boosting off over the horizon, right? And like my squid tail's flying out behind me, and like I can't turn back. I've activated emergency evacuation procedure, and so I can't turn around. But like I know it's you,
Yeah.
but also I don't really want to tell you that I know it's you, so I just fly away. And like this, like 2 or 3 miles in the distance, like the squid splashes into the water.
Okay.
All right, that was good. That brings us to Sash, yeah?
Yep.
We are trucking along.
I
We really
don't-
are. This is just we're short and sweet scenes today.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't want another two-way game with Sash. So I think I'm choosing Silver as my partner. And what is happening is as you're boosting away with literally the most inconvenient timing ever, you get a comms message from Sash that says, the protesters are still here. I'm not going to fight this alone. I don't want a whole squadron of reinforcements, but could you come and show up?
What game are we moving into?
I think we are moving into a free-for-all where everybody
Ah,
shows up.
I see. Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
maybe through the questions we find out exactly how Bryn and Ray are also here.
Well, I'm sure that I would hear a squid mech is messing with some people and go, oh, no, no, no. I'll get them out safely. I don't trust you to not just like tear some shit up.
Yes.
Also, I told you to go home.
You did. You told me. Well, I mean,
You don't live there. Go home.
look, it's my SO's house. Like we got some
That's
stuff.
debatable now, actually. Thank you.
See, I don't know anything about that.
I love all of this.
Oh, it's finally getting really messy.
I think Bryn's just there to watch.
Okay.
There are options for that.
I mean, if you want to just be like random revolutionary mech opponent that's not actually Bryn, I see no reason not to.
No, I mean Bryn will be there, but
Okay.
he's got an invisible mech and he just walks around in crowds. That's like kind of her thing.
Well, I mean, you can be in your
Right.
mech or not. You could do stuff
That's true.
outside of your mech. It just
Well,
raises
she
the
well
stakes.
controls her mech, so she's there with her invisible mech.
Okay.
She's there. The mech's invisible. The mech's also there. She's not in the mech, but it's there.
Mhm.
It's complicated.
It's very
Don't
confusing.
worry about
She's got some super high tech BS going on.
Yep.
It's extra high tech and extra BS.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly,
That has its limitations.
mostly just extra.
You guys, what do you two notice about each other? What have you heard?
You notice that my mech has been in a fight recently, like moments ago.
Mhm. And mine's looking pristine and silver.
You also I feel like you would maybe not understand what it means, but you can see the after effects of having used the like Squid Ink emergency evacuation procedure.
Mhm.
Like she's managed to, come down from velocity and whatever and make her way over there, but it's very obvious that not only was she recently just in a fight, but she like had to escape. And it was not going well for her. So but she still came anyway.
Yes.
Like immediately. Didn't matter. So yeah, great.
Perfect.
You each get 2 turns. Sash, this is your game, so you go first.
Yes. Let's take a
On
look
your
at these
turn,
challenges.
choose an enemy player's character and give them a challenge. They answer freely.
Okay.
Hi, I've just showed up, by the way.
Yep.
Chasing me. There's a giant dragon. BT
Well,
dubs.
I didn't chase you. I came from a different direction.
Oh,
I
right. Because
go.
you were going to let me go. Yes. Okay. That's fair.
And then I find you here, and I'm like, what is this shit?
Yep. As you're landing in, I try to, with a very small mech that really can't protect this many people, I don't have the like physical space to hold everyone up, so I'm going to like immediately hit my plasma projectors and put up a shield so that all of the like accidental debris that's coming down from people coming into a manor space doesn't hit any of the protesters. Does anyone get through or Ray, are you able to get through my plasma? And if so, how?
So is it a shield around your entire manor?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's kind of like, so the entire manor is in this like air bubble that's
Mhm.
perfectly spherical.
Sure.
The manor's like on this side, and the protest has always kind of been on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And I am putting a bubble around this half, around the protesters. Inconveniently, the only way you can come in is kind of at this angle, and there's not really enough space for you to like squeeze in through the other sides. So I'm blocking your entry into the space.
I see. No, I stop short. I remain in the water on the other side of the shield.
Cool.
Because I know if I go through that bubble, I'm going to risk hurting those people.
Oh, this is fantastic, because do you know what that means?
You're better in the water.
You're in the water now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I rush you, and I'm faster than you'd believe. In the water, this squid mech is absolutely insane. It does not look like a weird amalgam of metal wires anymore. It looks like a vicious predator, and it is coming right for you. Do you react in time and get away? How?
It's only because I was able to damage you in our previous fight that I have a sliver of a moment to react. And I think maybe one of your tentacles was damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the one that you ended up leading with, and I'm able to kind of get around it and then let you use your own momentum to have you speed past me or something before you can get in a hit on me. But it was very close. If you had been at peak form, you would have gotten me, and that probably pisses you off. I want to do a thing. I hack your shield, Sash. Are you able to prevent me from bringing it down? If so, how?
Yes, because I recognize like these controls are super responsive.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment that I know that something isn't forming exactly the way my hands are moving, I just unplug the controls from out of the jack in my arm. And then I put the jacket right in again. So basically a restart.
Okay. There's also I think there's a lot of chaos, but you can hear shouting being broadcast from my mech. Normally this would be modulated, but it's not. But I don't think you can recognize Ray's voice over all the chaos that's happening, but you can kind of hear like the shouting is trying to tell the people to get out, there's a fight, get to safety, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Bryn, would you like a challenge? You're muted.
I think Bryn is just keeping out of sight. I think she saw that the dragon mech was there, and she still doesn't know who drives it, but she knows that she wants to blow it up. So she has her invisible falcon mech flying in circles overhead. Can Ray detect it, or is its cloaking good enough?
I think it has really good cloaking, and being that there's also the water and then the sky in between, I think that's screwing up my sensors. Also, I got all that ink into my equipment, which is preventing my sensors probably from working properly. So I think if you wanted to get the drop on me, you'd probably be able to.
All right. Not yet. Soon.
I hold back. I'm lighting you up, Ray, with sensors and comms, zeroing you in for my allies. Are you able to evade? How? I'm probably doing this to counter the fact that you hacked my shields.
Okay. I think that if I had taken action to evade, I would be able to, but I take no action in response to this because I don't want to give up my position defending these people.
Okay. Oh, wait. Maybe this is how I find out it's you in the dragon mech.
I mean, my controls are compromised. So you can let that if read what you want it to.
Mm-hmm. So I think I'm hacking your cockpit, and
It's a back hack.
yep. And I, through the in cockpit cameras, I see you,
Yeah.
and then I clearly don't continue fighting.
Complicated feelings.
Okay, well,
Oh, but
Let's
before
see.
Kelsa, before you do that, do you send tactical information to Silver?
Yeah, because the move says for my allies.
Okay. So maybe you did that before you realized it was Ray? Or would you have done it afterwards?
I think it was before I realized it was Ray.
Okay.
But the thing is, I already know it's Ray.
And you don't, that's fine. That's fine. But
and the question is, what do I make out of that?
I feel like we're literally fighting over Sash right now. By the way.
It's almost like this was my plan. Fight over me.
All right. Suddenly, I am on your back. I outmaneuver you at every turn. Can you shake me? How? As the sensors have lit you up, I managed to just swim right in your blind spot, and you feel a weight hit the shoulder blades of your mech, and tentacles start to wrap around you.
I'm not able to shake you.
You hear over the mic. Surrender yourself to Peak Zenith's justice.
It's really an unfortunate position that you got yourself in, wrapped around me like that, with my neck craning towards you. The maw of the dragon opens wide, and I hit you with a roaring jet. Not a flame, we're in the water, but a roaring jet of firepower, we'll say. Can your frame take it? How?
I don't think it can, but I would like to position that I had already successfully enwrapped your mech, and so even though Silver ejects and like the squid body of the frame like crumples, 10 arms and 2 tentacles are still wrapped around your mech, making it immobile.
I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
Probably, but we'll see.
So those things happen. Whether or not it's truly immobile, we'll see. But Silver has ejected, and her pod like flies over the shield, and there's enough space for her like escape pod to slip in and come to a landing on the roof of the house. But there wouldn't have been room for a mech to squeeze through that space.
Cool.
All right, Bryn, what are you gonna do to me?
Actually, it's what is Sash going to do about this? Bryn is going to start speaking to the crowd and get their. Basically, she wins the heart of the crowd, and she begins to lead them en masse into Sash's mansion for safety. Do you do anything to stop this?
No, not at all. That's a perfect place for them to be.
All right.
It's a little dangerous. It's pretty dangerous, and I feel like we're probably going to get raided of supplies, but I'm not particularly worried about that.
Your $100 worth of food in the fridge would be gone.
Yeah, but that's worth it.
And that's the end of the game. We've all gone twice. I think that's actually a really great place to end the evening with.
Well,
Yeah.
Sash needs to determine the ending.
Oh
of the
yes, you do.
conflict.
You need to decide the ending. How does this end? How does this end?
Yeah, I think how Bryn has said that makes a pretty good ending, but I think we need an ending that satisfies the people in the mobile frames.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to take a look at these. Oh, okay. This is perfect. We fight fiercely, but it threatens to spill over into civilian areas. Rather than put innocents at danger, we leave the fight unresolved.
Yes.
That's exactly it.
I'm also going to let you decide what happens to Ray's frame, since it has been rendered immobile. Do you let me go?
I think I'm going to like pry you out of the cockpit and see if you're injured.
Okay, I probably am. Not like badly, but like probably like a cut on my head that's bleeding far too much and makes you worry. And like I'm bruised up and stuff.
So I'm holding you in my arms and I say, "Oh, Ray, you're as lucky as you are charming. Amphi." And I take you inside to the
He's
house
not
to get you
there.
medical attention.
But
Well-
Amphi's not there. Oh no.
Oh my god, that would be cool.
Okay, I think that's great.
Oh,
Oh gosh,
good times.
yeah.
I see some good times ahead.
We're only just getting started, man. I thought that this game was going to be over well before now, and we're just like we're laying plans. We got so much we want to do still. Oh, it's so good. I love this game. I love this game.
This
So much.
feels like Act 3 now, though. This is
That's
end of
true.
Act
That's true. But
session.
of how many acts?
Oh,
All right. Well, what
it'll just be ghosts in Act 4 if this is a Shakespeare thing.
what do we want to explore next time? What questions have we feel are unanswered here?
I just want to see you three make up in the mansion. Will you make up or will you kill each other? That's beautiful.
Make up, make out, one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
How is Sash going to resolve this love triangle? That's what I want to see.
God damn it. That was my question. How is Ray going to resolve this love triangle?
I've already have.
Ooh, ooh,
So
ooh,
confident.
ooh. Wow.
Love
Burn.
Kelsa.
um, I want to know how Pigzina's involvement or uninvolvement with the revolution is going to affect its business here on Bantrall.
That's cool. So now my real question is, now that the protesters have been cleared out of my mansion and now I can finally get out of the house, what's Sash's first concert since all of this going to look like, and how fabulous is it going to be?
It's going to be so fabulous.
Yep. I'm so excited.
You fail.
My character gets to be my character again.
Yay!
Yeah.
Did you ask a question, Golden?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, welp.
Yes, the first question.
I think we all just have to
Right.
see the love triangle.
Yeah.
And then I want to see if the love triangle can make Ray betray the rebellion.
Oh, interesting.
Because everybody else is kind of being traitors except for Ray.
It's true. Ray's pure.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming out. And I really loved chat tonight with the mech fight in emotes. That was
I know, it's so good.
Chef's kiss. It was perfect. Thank you. And I hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Oh no, we are doing shout outs. All right, do some shout outs, because I'm apparently done.
You want me to start then?
Please.
Okay. I have a lot to say, which is the theme of this episode for me, I feel like.
Yeah, right?
I'm a Staney when I am not here being both the best and the worst. You can find me on my own Twitch channel over twitch.tv/Staney, or you can find me on Patreon where I do cool art. I actually made a Ray poster that you can buy in my store. He's looking good.
So good.
Also, I have to. Oh, my store's on Redbubble, by the way. Just search me on the internet. You'll find me. I also have to give a shout out to Drummer Boy, who helped me with my song that we did at the beginning of the show. He did the guitar backing track and he cleaned up the vocals for me. And like, check him out on Bandicamp. And he also did the theme music for our show. So, like, get him to write you music or buy his music. He does good music. So I said that I would give him all the shout outs because he helped me like as a friend and it was super cool with him.
He deserves all the shout outs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, I threw the art up for you.
Yay!
It's so
yeah,
good.
it's my art. I made a sexy Ray. Buy it. Put it on your wall.
You should. It's so good. I love it. I really do.
The towel is the best.
I mean, it's a blanket, but yes. Or you can put him on your bed. You can get a king size one, and he's basically sprawling along the foot of your bed, and it's hilarious.
That sounds amazing. Yes. All right, let's go around with the rest of our shout outs. How about Golden?
Hey, I'm Golden. I don't got much shout outs. Stanley finally finished this amazing commission. I commissioned her to paint. You can find it on her Twitter because it totally is easier to find than mine. And yes, amazing. Everyone in my group is really happy with it. Yeah. If you want to see the game that those characters are in, you can watch on my Twitch channel Sunday nights. I finally raised my fleet, and now I'm going to go meet my parents. Also, my character's a criminal, and Their legal system is based on Blood Bowl, so we have a good time.
All right, and Lavender.
Hi, I'm Lavender. You can find me at Dark Lavender Void, and the reason you should check me out is because soon I will be doing a playtest of a game that I'm whipping up for. So I have a game called Consumed, and there's a bunch of different parts to it. There's a streaming part, there's a dream journaling part, there's a Twitter polling duel part, there's a part where you scheme in a Discord channel, and there's a part where you, oh god, what's the other one? You play in Twitch chat. That's the other one. I forgot about that one because I mentioned streaming.
Those
That's
two
like
are
the other
related.
segment. Yes, very related.
It sounded like you said I could become Twitch chat.
That's not wrong. I mean,
It's not.
I already have my character planned for when we start playing.
Yes. So I'm actually super excited about the Twitter polling game because I don't know. I'm looking at how the mechanics are going to work, and it's seeming pretty like mechanically deep because like there's two ways to win the duel of Twitter polls. You can either have like the highest high result among the two polls. So like in both polls, one person wins, and then the person with the highest percentage wins a thing, and then the person with the highest lowest one also wins a thing. It's very interesting, and there's a lot of scheming going on in it, and I love it.
I love scheming.
yes. I'm Kelsa. I'm so great I forgot shoutouts. I mean, I always remember shoutouts. You can find me here at twitch.tv/KelsaDelphi and all the VODs over at youtube.com/KelsaDelphi. On Twitter, it's just at Kelsa because I've been on Twitter for far too long. You can also follow me on Instagram if you want to see pictures of spiders. I took a really beautiful picture of a jumping spider with like these iridescent mouth parts. It's gorgeous.
It looks really good. I saw it.
Of course, there are some people that don't like spiders, but yeah, I'm not one of them.
As long as it's not in my bedroom, spiders and me are chill.
There you go. All right, well, this time for realsies, we're gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna wave goodbye, and it's gonna be the end. Good night.
Sure.